Confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Am I audible? Guys, please check it. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Am I audible? Guys, please, all of you, please confirm to me. Am I audible? All of you are getting my voice on screen. Right? Right. Right. Good morning, guys. Right, sir. So, whenever application context object is created, by the time only application context will load and parse XML file. It will get some information from the XML file, and application context object will create objects for all the beans. Now tell me, with or without your requirement, when at the time of creating application context object, automatically all the beans are created or not? That means in a eager mode or in a lazy mode. In what mode that objects are bean objects are created by application context? No, in a eager mode only. In eager mode only, application context is creating objects. Lazy mode is what there? What's the meaning of lazy mode there? Not at the time of creating container. When we use the object, when we use the bean object, when we get bean object and when we use that bean object, then only that initialization or that loading has to be performed. That is nothing but lazy loading. But eager loading is what there? Creating objects, initializing objects at the time of creating application context. Anyway, that's okay, fine. That's not the context, no. When I'm going to talk about bean factor and application context, there I will give some clarity, but not now. But here, just we completed the basic application, very basic applications we completed, right? I think so all of you might be completed the basic applications, am I right? The very basic application, then how to prepare Spring application, that point I have given, right? Okay, then one small change, guys. Now observe carefully. Now tell me, what are the various steps we have taken to prepare that very first Spring application? Download and install JDK. Okay, leave it. Download and install IDE, Eclipse IDE, and create Java project in Eclipse IDE. Download all Spring jar files and add the required jar files to the Java project. Remember this phase, guys. Remember this part, no? We downloaded all the Spring jar files. At a particular location, we kept all the Spring jar files. That's okay. Next one is, we have to prepare a Java project in Eclipse IDE. Then what I have done there, I added all the required jar files to my application or not? I added all the required jar files to my class path or not? That I have done. Then only I am able to get the jars support into our respective Spring application. This is what exactly the content here we understood. Am I right or not? Okay. 1 minute, 1 minute. One minute, guys. I need Java 18 version. I think I uninstalled the Java 17 version there. Why? Because my Eclipse side is running on the top of JDK of 17 only. That's why let me include it. Just 1 minute of time. Right. And moreover, all of you have practiced this example. First example. Have you seen that output? Everybody. Even that application also be submitted through Google Classroom. There we can download and we can maintain that applications if we required. Okay, fine. Now let me open this Eclipse IDE. Now in this case, I'm trying to prepare a project in Eclipse IDE. Java project I'm preparing now. If you want to make it is, if you want to make this project as a Spring project, then we have to add Spring jars to our project. How we added there? No, directly we open what we open there. Right click on the project, and the next one is what there. After right clicking on the project, then what next one? You know, properties, then a Java build path. In the Java build path, what we have done there? No, directly we went for libraries. Then where we have an option add external jars. If we click on that add external jars, there we can select a number of jars. Then we are able to click on OK button, apply and OK button. Automatically the jar files are going to be added so that we can prepare our application clearly. This is what exactly the work we are trying to do now. For example, assume the situation here. 10 projects we are preparing. How many projects here we are preparing? There 10 projects I am trying to prepare. Then every project we need that jar files or not? Every project we need the jar files or not? That means on every project build path, I need to add these 7 or 6 number of jar files or not? But instead of doing that work on every project, then what I want to do there, I want to prepare one library with the name Spring 5 lib. I want to prepare one user-defined library where I will keep the required set of jar files. No, there I will add that library to all my applications. Every time not required to open that zip file, not required to select the jar files, not required to add them explicitly. Simply, if I prepare a lib folder, if I prepare a library for all my jar files, no, I'm going to reuse the same library for all my applications. I'm going to reuse same library for all my applications here. Observe carefully. So because of this reason here, what I am telling there, because of this particular reason here, what I am telling no, I want to prepare that library to provide, to prepare all my applications. Right, sir. Now let's see this particular example here. I want to prepare another application with by preparing a library. How I'm going to prepare library there? Now try to understand clearly. Right, sir. Right click here, or else maybe go for file. Right, sir. Now. Okay, no issues. Let me prepare a project first of all. While preparing that project, I can prepare the total parts. Don't worry. New Java project I want to take. Inside the Java project, what is the name I'm trying to provide there? ABB03, for example. ABB03, for example, and Java IST7, everything is okay. Click on next button, then click on finish button. Okay, don't create the modules. I don't require there anyway. So finally, ABB03 is created where any library is available. Only JRE system libraries existed. Our explicit library is not available. So here what we have to do there, right click on file, right click on our project, where properties, right click on our project and where properties. Then inside this we have to go for Java build path. Inside the Java build path, we have to go for like what their libraries. We have to use what their libraries. Libraries we have to use. After using libraries here, we have to go for like what their class path. Select that class path. Where what we have to do there, add what there no library. Previously we selected what there, add external jars. But this time I want to create my own library. Inside my own library, one time I will keep all the required jar files. Same library I'm going to reuse a number of times now. So now this time here I need to click on like what there, add a library. When I click on this add a library, then what we have to select there now? Tell me, user library. I don't want to go for predefined Java system library. I want to create my own library, user library. Click on next button. Click on next button. Now here user libraries part is available here. Select this user libraries part there. There user libraries part is available here. Now here under user libraries, then what we have to select there? Click on a new button. New library I need to create. Click on new button where we need to give that library name or not. Let me create that library name that I want to say Spring 5 lib. What is the meaning of the Spring 5 lib? Spring 5th version library. I want to use that. Now here click on OK Now click on OK. Now library is created or not? Just an empty library is created where I have not included anything. Now I have to keep jar files or not? Now okay, right click on this. Now okay, select this library. Now add external jars. Now click on add external jars. If you click on add external jars, we know already at which location all of our jar files are existed here. At which location all the jar files are existed here. Maybe like we have to go for E drive. Inside this E drive softwares, inside the softwares we have to go for like what their frameworks, Spring. Inside this common hyphen logging is required or not? Common hyphen logging we provided to open. So one thing we provided here. Next one, again here select this Spring file lib. Next one is add external jars. Then here we have to go for Spring framework 5.3.9 libs. Inside this libs here we have to select like what there, Spring beans, Spring context. Then what next one here? After completion of this Spring context now, and Spring context support is required. Spring context support. Then whenever we are getting Spring context support, then what next one here? Spring core module. Then after this is Spring core. Next one is like what the Spring expression. Up to these many jar files here we have to select and click on open it. Now here we can see all the jar files, whatever the jar files here we created there, all the jar files. That means I'm preparing a separate library for the Spring jar files. That Spring 5 lib here we provided. How many jar files here we added there? No, all the 5 jar files here we added. The next one is what they know, apply and close. Then here now it is created here. Click on finish button. Click on finish button. Under this class path we are getting Spring 5 lib or not? Then after completion of this, then what next one here? Apply and close. Now after this clearly for APP3, Spring file lib is coming or not? Spring file lib is coming there. So then after that, what next one here we have to do? No, we have to prepare our Spring application as it is. We need to prepare what they know, Spring application here. Now let me prepare some application here. Right click on SRC. Now here we have to prepare a package. What package here I have to prepare there? The package name should be like what there? com dot Durgasoft dot app03 dot, just I want to say something else like beans. Beans is a package I want to provide. Click on finish now. Now inside this beans package, I want to create a class. Directly we have to take like class now. What is this class here I want to take there? A simple, for example, welcome bean. As is I want to take welcome bean. Here I will go for some changes later. Don't worry for it. Welcome bean. I want to prepare now. Or else maybe instead of this welcome bean, just I want to take like what there? Wish bean. Wish bean. I want to take now and click on finish button. Now wish bean class is created. Inside this wish bean, just I want to take a business method. What is that business method here? I want to prepare there public string wish method. Wish method. Just a wish method I want to take there. Now inside this, just I want to take like what there written some wish information here now. Then what is that information here now? Right, sir. Now just I want to say hello user, good morning. Hello user, good morning. That message here I'm trying to provide. Okay, now this is like what there my business method, what I implemented. Okay, my bean class is ready. My bean class is ready. Please all of you recognize this. My bean class is ready. Okay, fine. Whenever our bean class is ready now, next one is we need to prepare configuration file now. Then how we are able to prepare configuration file, guys? Now observe carefully. Right click on SRC. I want to take a package. See, one thing I'm telling there. Here two ways are available to prepare configuration files now. One is under package we can provide. Maybe we can take a source of folders also. Under that also we can prepare. See, package is nothing but a folder, not more than that. Either we can take package or we can take like what their source folder. Anything we can take, no problem here. All right, sir. Now let me use this. Now here inside this, what we have to do now? What is this package name there? com dot Durgasoft dot app03 dot. Now just I want to provide like what there configurations. Okay, now click on finish button. Now here I'll prepare that XML file. Right click on this package and new. I need to take like what there XML. Select the others. Select the others. If you select the other, then here I need to select what there no XML file already existed. Here select XML. Click on next button. There we have to provide XML file name. What is this XML file name? I'm going to prepare Spring config.xml. That means Spring configurations.xml. Click on next button. Now here click on next button and click on finish button. All right, sir. Now here we are getting the configuration file. Now please recognize the location here where I prepared this Spring configuration file. com.durgasoft.app03.config. Inside this config only I prepared what there spring config.xml that I prepared. Am I right or not? This is okay in this location. Okay, fine. Now, what is this next one here? In every XML file, we have to provide either DTD or XSD. DTD or XSD we have to provide to parse the XML file. That means to validate the XML document, we need to provide either DTD or XSD we have to provide. DTD is an outdated model, old model. So in place of that, we are using at present is what there XSD. That XSD is not required to remember. Just if you open the documentation, Spring documentation, where example XSDs are available, we can copy that XSD from that location, we can use that. So now I want to open that XSD. I want to open that XSD and from where that I want to get that XSD value. Now let me see this one. Now tell me, sir, where that XSD is existed actually, then E drive softwares. Anyway, if it is not visible, don't worry. Then I'm giving videos to you. Then where we can check that anyway. Now inside these softwares, there we have to go for like what their frameworks, Spring. Inside this Spring, we unzipped then Spring hyphen 5.3.9 jar file or not, distribution or not. Open that file. Then where docs, we have to open docs. Inside these docs, what we have to open their reference. Inside this reference HTML we can open where core is existed here. Double click on this core. Then if you scroll down, now here we are getting that beans configuration. So now this is an XSD for this beans configuration. Just we have to take this. Now let us copy this. Now inside this, then what we have to do there? Now paste here. Now we have to paste this. Now this is XSD that we have to understand this. Not required to remember from where we have to get it, that we have to know. That's it. Just where it is available, just identify that and copy and paste it. Don't require to remember these XSDs. Why? Because in the future we are going to use more and more number of XSDs. Not like single XSD. More and more number of XSDs we have to provide in the future. So because of that reason, and don't copy. Sorry, don't remember that XSD is here. Then try to copy from the documentation. Okay. Now here XSD is okay, fine. Now inside these XSDs, then we have to configure all the beans or not. What is the requirement to configure all the beans? In order to create object by the container. In order to create object by the container, we have to configure that beans. So further purpose, what we have to do there, we need to take one tag. What tag here we need to take there? Bean tag here we have to take. Bean tag here we have to take. Observe carefully. And you're coming for which class? Spring Framework or full stack Java demo already over at 10 to 11:30. This is a Spring class, frameworks class. Okay, fine. Maybe if you are coming for UI technologies class, that will be other classroom. This is frameworks. If you are sitting, if you want to sit, you can sit. No issues for that. Okay, fine. Let's observe this clearly. Bean tag we have taken there. That single bean tag is providing configuration for what? One bean, only one bean. 10 beans if you want to provide, 10 bean configurations here we have to provide. Okay, fine. ID attribute will take identity for the bean object. Some ID value we have to take. Identity for the bean object. What identity here we have to take there? Bean ID is equal to, say for example, I want to provide like what there? Wish bean. What's that identity here we have taken there? Wish bean. Next one is like what there? Then after that, class attribute here we have to take. Inside this class attribute, then what we have to provide there? Fully qualified name of the bean class. What is that fully qualified name of the bean class? No, package name dot bean class name. And then what is that package here we provided for this particular bean class here? Wish bean here we have taken. What is this package name there? This is a package name. Right, sir. com.durgasoft.app03.beans. Now inside this particular one, along with that, here we have to provide dot wish bean. That wish bean class is existed here. Wish bean class is existed, that we have to understand. Okay, fine. So this is a fully qualified name here we have to provide. As of now, only bean tag, where ID attribute value, where class attribute value, that what we prepared now. That's okay, fine. Then after that, bean class is ready. Spring configuration file is also ready. Then what we have to prepare next one? There we have to prepare test application. I have to prepare. Observe carefully. Right click on SRC and new I need to prepare another package. The package name would be com.durgasoft.app03.test. com.durgasoft.app03.test. Click on finish button. Right, sir. Right click on this package. No, new tester class I need to take. So class I have to provide. What is this class? Actually tester. Now click on finish button. Of course, main method is required for us. Now click on finish button. Now tell me. Inside this main method, inside this tester class now, this tester class is mainly for testing the project. So for that purpose, then what we have to do there? We need to create application context a container. How I'm going to create application context a container now? Application context is equal to what is that implementation class for this application context now? New class path XML application context that we have to provide. All of you observe carefully. Inside this application context, we have to specify the name and location of the configuration file or not. Name and location of the configuration file. Please remember this. Name and location of the configuration file, we have to provide like what there. Observe carefully. Where this spring config.xml is existed now, under com.durgasoft.app03.config, there only it is available. So observe carefully. Don't include src folder name. Don't include src folder name. From this point onwards, we have to take the location from com onwards. com/durgasoft/app03/test, not a tester, app03/config. After this, we have to provide spring config.xml. So we have to take the location from package name, not from src, not from application app03. I think some people are taking that location. From location onwards, people are taking the path. Then we have to take this configuration file path from what their package name. Only package name onwards we have to take. I think some people have taken the directly project name onwards. Okay, fine. Now here what we have to do there. Now here we have to provide like what now? com/durgasoft/app03/ then what next one can know config/ now here what we have to provide then know spring config.xml, spring config.xml. That's it. Application context is equal to new class path XML application context com/durgasoft/app03/config/spring config.xml. So now tell me, you only tell me, when we execute this particular instruction, what will be the work which is going on internally? Internally, which work is going on there? Now tell me what we are thinking about it now. And now tell me, you only tell me what is going to be happen. Right, sir. So whenever we are executing this, when JVM execute this particular instruction, application context container will be created. While creating this container, application context container will take the provided parameter value. That is the name and location of the Spring configuration file. Application context will go to that Spring configuration file. Application context will load, will search for the Spring configuration file. If it is identified, application context will load and parse Spring configuration file. Then it will read bean configurations from Spring configuration file. Then it will identify the respective bean classes. If the bean classes are available, then application context will create objects for that bean classes, and that objects will be maintained in the form of a container along with the logical name what we specified in the Spring configuration file. So what is the logical name I specified this particular bean here inside the Spring configuration file? Wish bean. Wish bean is a logical name. That means identity for this particular wish bean object. All right, sir. Then what next one here after completion of this? If we provide this particular information, right? If we provide these particular details, no, then what we have to do there? Next point is like what there in the test application, we have to get what we have to get here. We have to get bean object. Already bean object is created inside this application context. There we have to get bean object. Which bean object here we have to get there? Right now that will be wish bean object here we have to get. Wish bean object here we have to get. Observe carefully. Now here what we are going to do there? Wish bean wish bin is equal to wish bin is equal to, right sir, is equal to, now here context dot get bin method is existed here where string is a parameter. There we have to provide id value inside the configuration file, whatever the id name we specified there in a Spring configuration file, whatever the id name here we have taken, same id name here we are getting. Now observe carefully. Now here we are able to get the same thing. Right sir. Now here we need to perform typecasting, add cast to wish here. Now wish bin here we are getting. Okay, fine. Whenever we are getting this wish bin here, then we can access the required method. What method here we have to provide there? That method here we are able to provide like what now? Observe carefully. Now here I want to provide string message is equal to wish bin dot all right, what is this method here? We have to call there wish. Wish is a method here. Then where we are getting that message? No, it's not outed println of message here we are able to get. Not that we are able to execute. When we execute this, here we are able to get some output. Let us check this clearly. Let me run this example. If I run this example, here we are able to get hello user, good morning. That output here we are getting. That's it. Guys, all of you understand it where you have done the mistake, no? Some of you have done the mistake here. Then I think so here people are not specifying clearly this path here. That means don't include SRC. After the SRC, that package name only we have to provide. But in that package name also don't specify dots. Why? Because this is an XML file. XML file will be provided inside the folder structure. So there we have to use com is a folder, com slash. Durgasoft is a folder, Durgasoft slash. app03 is a folder, app03 slash. Config is a folder, config is slash. Then where we have to specify spring config.xml. But if it is a Java class, no. If it is not XML file, if it is Java class, no. There we can write fully qualified name. com.durgasoft.app03.config. Then spring config. That class name I can specify. If it is a config, that means if it is a Java class. But now it is like what there XML file. If it is an XML file, there we have to provide like what there. Then com slash Durgasoft slash app. That means slashes we have to provide. And moreover, we have to provide that location from what there SRC. But SRC should not be included. After the SRC, what is the package name is available that we have to provide. Then only it will be executed. Right? I think you have done the same mistake. Try to correct it now. There we are able to get it max. Okay, fine. All right, sir. Next one is after that. Observe carefully, guys. All of you know. I want to provide some data to the beans. Up to now, just we created the beans and we accessed that methods. We are getting some output. That's okay, fine. Observe carefully. Inside this beans, which bean here we have taken? Inside this bean, inside the bean, hello user is existed here. Hello user is existed, but I don't want to specify user, no. I want to specify a particular name. A particular name I want to provide, but which name I want to provide? I don't want to provide as a static name. I want to provide a particular name. Then where I want to display hello name, good morning. That I want to prepare the message. Hello name, good morning. That I want to prepare the message. Yes, sir. All of you are getting done. Then how it is possible for us? So we need to provide the data. One approach is what there are two approaches to provide the data. What are the two approaches here we are going to use to provide the data? One is like what there, by defining parameters to the business methods. Business method in the sense that Java bin method, whatever the method we define there, Java bin method, that is one thing. Second one is by defining property configurations in a Spring configuration file. That's it. Observe carefully what I am telling to you. By defining parameters to the business method, and second one is what there, by defining properties in a configuration file. Properties configurations in a configuration file. These two ways are available. Now let us check this first approach here now. By defining parameters to the business method. Now let me check this one. All of you guys understand this clearly. Now here, wish bean is a bean component where the business method is what? No, wish. Here, what I will do now, string name I want to provide. What name we want to display in the message? No, that name I want to use. Okay, fine. String a name. Now here, in place of this user, what I will provide there? Now here, I'm going to use name. Hello name, comma, good morning. That value here we are able to get. Observe carefully. Now here I need to provide name value or not. Then immediately we have to come for the test application. Inside this test application, inside this method, business method, wishbean.wish, there I need to provide some value here. What value here I need to be specified there? No, Durga. I have to specify some Durga. Okay. Now here, let me execute this. If I execute this program here, what we are expecting there? Hello Durga, good morning. Say for example, in place of this Durga, I want to provide something else like some value here I'm trying to provide there. Now okay, let me execute this. If I execute this here, we are able to get the same value. That's it. Any name we can provide now. Automatically that name will come to the parameter. That parameter is able to display the required names clearly. That's it. This is one approach now. But this is Java based approach. In Java based approach, for every modification we have to restart the application. For every modification we have to recompile the application. So it is not suggestible. Recompiling application every time is not suggestible here. So we have to go for an alternative. What is that alternative here? We have to go there. That is what there. Properties definition inside the Spring configuration file. Properties definition I want to use. Now let us check this clearly. Let us come into the original situation. Now just remove this particular one here. Not required to provide this. Right, sir. Now observe carefully here what I'm trying to provide now. If you want to provide properties, that means if you want to provide data to the bean components now, there we have to go for one approach. What is that approach here? First approach, the very first approach is like what there? Declare a property with the name, public string name. Then we have to provide setter method and getter method. Now get set a name. Next one is get a name. Both we have to provide set a name and as well as like what there get a name. Both we have to prepare. So property, this is Java Bean class only, Java Bean component only. So we are going to write properties and their respective setter methods and getter methods. Both we provided here. Now observe carefully. In place of this user, I want to provide like what there name I want to use. Name I want to use now. Okay. And now tell me guys, how many properties can we define here now? Only one property or three properties now? Only one property. Further properties, setter method and getter method here we provided. Setters and getters here we provided. No, that's okay, fine. Now whenever we provided this property and its configuration we have to provide inside the Spring configuration file. Inside the Spring configuration file we have to define the properties. Okay, now okay, what we have to do there to define these properties like this, then inside this Spring configuration file we have to use a separate tag. What tag here we have to use there? Property tag we have to use. Separate tag we have to use. The tag is what there? Property tag. No, inside this property tag name attribute is taking property name. What is that property name here? Actually name. And what is that value? Value for the property is like what there? Value is equal to some name here we want to provide Durga. Name is what? Durga. The same Durga here we are trying to provide. But where I define this property tag, guys, now tell me, we define this properties tag in between the bean tag or not? Inside the bean tag or not? Inside the bean tag we provided like what there? Property tag here we provided. Okay, property name is name and value is what there? Durga. Okay, whenever this bean object is created, automatically this property tag will be recognized. The same property tag information will be stored inside the respective wish bean object. Okay, now okay, it is completed. Now let's come for this tester.java. Inside this tester.java, then everything is okay. Now let me execute this now. Now here what we are getting, sir? Hello Durga and good morning we are getting. That's okay, fine. Now here what next one here? Now in place of this Durga, I want to provide something else like what there. Like this, I want to provide some information there. Now here, again the same output here we are able to get. Same output will be called. Then how it is going on internally, whenever these property configurations are available there inside the Spring configuration file, application context will recognize name of the property and value of the property. Then application context will send this name and value of these properties to like what they know to the bean object. What the value can know, name is a logical name, that means name of the property, and value is what Nagoor Babu that we provided here. The Nagoor Babu value will be set to the name variable inside the bean object. Then how it able to set that value to the bean property? No, just by executing set method, just by executing setter method. Set envo, that means what is that? No, set name is available. That set name method will be executed internally. The respective value will be provided to our business method. Now finally here we got the data. So internally, which method will be executed there inside the bean? No, set method will be executed. Set name method will be executed. By the execution of this particular method only, automatically that input value will be provided to the respective bean. Okay. Now this is what exactly the program here we can understand. Right, sir. Hello, Nagoor Babu. Then good morning. That message here we are getting. But this is one program. Now inside this program, what changes here I provided, sir? Now tell me. One is we defined how to provide some properties. Second one is what there, how to prepare user-defined library. How to prepare what there, user-defined library. We have to understand now. Right, sir. This program is okay. I want to prepare one more program. One more program I want to prepare. One more project I want to prepare there. There. What I'm trying to say there. What exactly the support is available for APP03? What exactly the support is available for APP03 from Spring? Same support I want to get. Same type of support here I want to get. Now try to observe carefully. Then in this example we completed user defined library and parameters. Now is there any requirement to prepare user defined library for every application? Is it required to prepare user defined library for every application, or only one time, or for every application? Only one time only. One time if we prepare the same thing we can add to any number of projects. For multiple projects we can add. That I will show anyway. Don't worry for it. Right, sir. This is okay, fine. This is completed. No. Next one. Right, sir. Then Eclipse. We understood how to prepare the projects inside this Eclipse. No. Similarly, if we want to do this work with IntelliJ IDEA, parallelly we can start that one also. Which one is required for us? Then we are going to use that. IntelliJ IDEA is also a very good IDE. There also we are able to prepare our applications now. Now let us start to prepare at least one application for this IntelliJ IDEA. Okay. Now let me check this. Right, sir. How to prepare this IntelliJ IDEA? Already had that IntelliJ IDEA, I think so. Let me uninstall it. I will show that installation of this IntelliJ IDEA. Then after at least one program, if I show no, then it will be useful for us to understand our content. Right, sir. Okay. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to download our required softwares. So let me download that required software here. Now just Google it. IntelliJ IDEA download. So jetbrains.com is a website name. Jetbrains.com. Right click on it and open it. Now observe carefully. Download IntelliJ IDEA ultimate version and community version. Ultimate version and community version, two things are available here. Ultimate version situation is what there for web and enterprise development, and this community version is for what purpose there for JVM and Android development. Next one, free 30 days trial available. Free 30 days trial available in the sense, what's the meaning of it now? Licensed one or not? Definitely after 30 days certain we have to take license or not? Now this is what now free built on open source. Free built on open source. Now this is a freeware, this is licensed one. Now tell me, community version is a freeware and ultimate version is a licensed one. So what we have to select, guys? For the sake of our Spring base, small Spring application, just we have to select what there community version here we have to select. What one here we have to select there community only. Okay. Now let us download. Let us click on this download button here. Click on it. Now it is downloading almost all 599 MB. Completed. But again, I'm telling to you, my internet is a bit faster internet. My system is a bit faster mission. But don't expect the same thing in our systems now. Okay, it may be delay, but wait until the completion of this. So I got it. Let me copy this, cut it. I want to keep all my softwares at a particular location. Now here ID is IntelliJ. Already it is available with me, not required to paste it. Right click on it and paste. Now here we are getting it. Okay, now I have to install it. I have to install it. Now before that, let me check this. IntelliJ IDEA is not available here. Previously I removed it. Now here double click on this IntelliJ IDEA. Double click on it. Now it is trying to start installation part. Welcome to IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition setup. Click on next button. Now it is going to take some location here, but I don't require that location, separate location there. Now directly I want to provide JetBrains under directly C drive. It's trying to install under program files, but I don't require that. Directly I want to install it under C drive. Click on next button. I think so. It is not free. That means it is not empty. Location is not empty here. And C drive, JetBrains. I want to remove this. One minute, yes. Okay. Click on next button. Now let me remove this program files part here. Right. Click on next button. Right. Add path variable. Restart it is needed, not required. Now click on create desktop shortcut is also not required. Click on install. Automatically it's going to be installed. No need to select another one. Click on next, and finally install. It's going to be installed, guys. In my system it may be faster, but in your system it may be a bit slow. Just wait until the completion of it. Why? Because nowadays maximum companies are using IntelliJ IDEA as well as Eclipse also. Both are going on. Now IntelliJ IDEA is going on good. So we need to have some experience with the IntelliJ IDEA also. Let me prepare the basic examples with both. Once you are understanding these both now, then we can prepare our applications effectively. Right. Now let us see this. Now let's understand this one. Once it is coming, then I will open it. I will show that how to prepare these applications with IntelliJ IDEA. And tomorrow I may not be available here. And day after tomorrow I will come and I will take the session. The meanwhile, if it is necessary to take the class on Sunday, I may plan for it in the next Sunday, but max Already I taken the session on last Sunday there. Let me check the possibility. If it is possible, then I can take the session on next Sunday. Don't worry. But first of all, let me complete it. And tomorrow, no need to come for the class there. And day of tomorrow, we can come directly. So understand, sir, then how I'm downloading this IntelliJ IDEA, then how to double click on it. Just we are doing some double click operation only. Then once it is completed, then we are able to get some point here. Now it is completed and click on finish button. Right, sir. IntelliJ IDEA is installed. Then after installation of this IntelliJ IDEA, I have to open it. To open this IntelliJ IDEA, then what we have to do there, go for the system now. Now here we have to type IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition. Click on enter button. Now here it is getting there, do not import settings. Previously it is available with me. Now it is asking there, you want to import that existing one or not? Not required. Click on OK. Now IntelliJ IDEA Community. Right, so this way what we are getting there. I think it's not visible. Okay, later on I will change this total view also. Theme also I want to change there. Here, welcome to IntelliJ IDEA. Administrator or something else is asking there. Now here, new project is available. This plus symbol is nothing but new project. This open symbol and get from VCS, version control systems. Okay, not required. Now I want to open new project. Click on new project. Click on new project. Detecting JDK. Okay, don't worry, it is not visible for us. Then I will show. I will change the theme. Then after that, I will show that information here. Let me create the project. Once again, I will create a new project. There, I will give information there. Now here, I want to give projects like what there. APP. How many projects we completed there? No, 3 projects I completed. APP 04. I want to take. Let me complete it. I think it's not visible, but I will show that to you. Right, sir. Right, sir. Now APP 04 we have taken. Now I want to specify the locations also. What is that location here? Not visible, don't worry. And I want to select one location here. That would be like what there? D drive. In the video, we can see the total part here. Okay, D drive. In a D drive, just we are going to have like what there? Frameworks. Inside this frameworks, a Spring is available. Eclipse apps is available. Similarly, I want to prepare like what there? I want to create a new folder. Its new folder name is like what there? IntelliJ projects. IntelliJ projects. IntelliJ projects I prepared here. Now I'm going to select this one. OK button. Location is like what there? D colon frameworks Spring IntelliJ projects there. APP 04 I want to create. Okay. Now everything is okay. Fine. Click on create button. Okay. Project is created, guys. APP 04 project is created. Don't worry. Now let me change the theme first of all. File and settings. File settings. Then theme is dark theme we are getting directly, but we are able to have some light themes also there. If I provide high contrast no, again it is not visible for you. For application, for teaching purpose, it is not good. This is high contrast is available here. Anyway, it's not visible for you. Don't worry, in the video we can check it now. But I want to go for like what there, light themes here. I need to open settings. Now inside these settings, I have to go for like what there, Windows 10 Lite or IntelliJ Lite. IntelliJ Lite we are getting. This is IntelliJ Lite. Now here, or else maybe we can take that Windows Lite also. This is Windows Lite. Okay. Right, sir. Now here we can click on like what there, OK button. OK button we are clicking. Now we are getting this total IntelliJ IDEA. Okay. Right, sir. This is what exactly the application here we are getting. APP 04 and SRC and all the content here we are getting. All of you guys observe carefully. This is a project. This is IntelliJ IDEA open. There where I created a project. So for example, SRC is available. Right click on SRC and the new package. I want to take what is that package name there? com.durgasoft.app 04. test. Test is a package name. Now insert this test package, right click here. Then after that, what we have to do there? New Java class we have to take. Name of the Java class is like what? The tester. If I take this, automatically here tester class will be created. First time we open this, we need to increase the font size or not? Font size here we have to increase now. Then wait for it. Then how to increase this font size here? File settings. Right, sir. Now here font size 20 I want to provide. Apply and OK. Okay, this font here we are getting there. It's okay, nice. At least we can see this. Now get this font size here I want to get. Settings. Editor we have to select, yes. Then where is that editor actually? Yes, this one. Here editor. General settings are existed here. Change font size with the control mouse wheel so that we can select it. Okay. Now here, what is this actually? Apply and OK. Now we are getting it or not? Automatically we are able to increase that font size or not? Okay, fine. Now that's okay. Now here, this is a main class. For example, now here I required main method or not? Main method I required here. Now inside this, just we can understand S out. Here the shortcut is what? S out. Where is sys out? Now here S out. Here we can write it no. There we can write the information here. Welcome to Durgasoft. Welcome to Durgasoft. That information here we have to provide. Now we have to execute this program there. Right click here, directly run a tester.main. For first time only we are able to execute like this. Second time onwards here we can click on this run button. If we click on this run button, automatically the program is going to be executed. Now see this here, we are getting some output here. Here we are getting some output. What is that output here we are getting there? Welcome to Durgasoft. That output here we are getting there. That's okay, fine now. Right, 1 minute. I think so. This font size is not good. Right, that's okay, fine. Now here we are getting some value here. Now this is about our program, what we are having. Now here, this is my program. Now here, what I'm trying to say there, this is Java project what we created. Now we want to make it is a Spring project. If you want to make it a Spring project, then what we have to do? As usual, we need to add jar files to this particular project or not? Now let me add these jar files here. How to add these jar files? Observe carefully. Here, right click on project. Right click on project. Here, what we are able to see from this now, open module settings. There is a point. What is this actually? Open module settings. Right click on project and open module settings. If you open that module settings there we are able to get like what now? Modules app04 is an application here. For that we need to provide now. Then here what we have to do there? We need to add jar files. We need to add like what there? Jar files here we have to add. Where we have to add the jar files here now? Observe carefully. Right, sir. 1 minute. To add these jar files, then what we have to do there? No. Then that is for the sake of creating library. Now here dependencies are available now. What is available there? Dependencies. Click on these dependencies now. Here we have to add number of dependencies here. What dependencies here we want to add there? Click on plus symbol. Here either we can add library or we can add like what there? Jars. Jars are directory. Anything here we can add now. Now as of now I want to add jars. Now let me add jars here. Then where the jars are existed here, we have to select the jars now. Okay. Right, sir. After this, select files or directories in which library classes, source documentation or native libraries are located. 1 minute. Okay. E drive. Then inside these softwares. Now inside these frameworks. Then here, first of all, we have to add like what there and logging we required. This is one thing here we are getting there. Now similarly here we have to click on plus now. Again jars. Then here again we have to go for like what there. not in D drive, E drive, softwares. Now get frameworks, Spring framework 5.3.9 libs. Inside these libs, then we can add the respective jar files. What jar file here we require there now? Here we can go for like what there. First of all, AOP is not required here. Now we required like what there, beans we required. Next one is a context is required. Context support is required. That's a context support dot jar file is required. Next one is a core is required. Then what next one here? No expression. These things here we have to specify. All of them here we have to specify. Choose root. Right, sir. I think it is preparing some library actually, Spring Beans and some other. Okay, where it is existed here. Okay, they are existed here, no problem. All the record jar files are existed here as a library. It was created there. Don't worry for it. Later on we are going to create it. No, right, sir. They are existed here. We can observe carefully. Then after click on apply button and OK button. Right, sir. Now here we are going to get some jar files. Explicit jar files are existed here. All the jar files are coming here. Now here we can observe this clearly. External libraries, commons logging, Spring Beans, Spring context, context support, core and expression. All the required jar files are added here. Whenever we added all the required jar files, no, the next one is what there. We can prepare the Spring application there. But here also I am telling to you, here also we can prepare library. One time we can prepare library, the same library we can add to the respective content again. Now let's observe this clearly. Now here, observe carefully. Now test class we prepared that. And before this test class, right click on SRC, new, a package I want to prepare. What is the name of the package now? com.durgasoft. Then app04. Then here we need to prepare beans. Right, sir. Now here beans package is created. Here we need to provide like what is the new Java class here we have to prepare. What is the class name here? I need to prepare there. Right, sir. Some information there. What is that information here? Say for example, hello bean. I want to prepare no hello bean. Right, sir. Inside this hello bean, what we have to take there? I want to take a method. What is this method here? Public string and say hello method name. Then inside this, then what we want to prepare there? Just I want to provide some names also. Observe carefully. Some properties also here I want to take. What properties here we want to take there here? First of all, private string name I want to take. Name property here I want to take. Then I need to provide private string. That's the private string. Then we have to prepare setters and getters here. We have to prepare there. Now here we have to provide set name. Next one is what we have to prepare there. Just a type get term. Automatically we are getting like what no get name properties setters and getters here we are getting there. That's okay, fine. Now inside this, then what I want to provide there? Just I want to return hello space plus. Then what we have to prepare there? No name. Then we have to prepare there. Then after that, like this we are able to provide. That's it. This is the logic here we have to use. Now finally here my business component is ready. Hello bean component is ready with the properties now. Next one is I need to take like what the Spring configuration file here we have to prepare. How to prepare the Spring configuration file here? Right click on SRC, new package. What is this package here? com.durgasoft.app04 app04. And then what we have to provide here inside this no configurations here we have to provide. Inside this config here, then we have to prepare new XML config, XML file. See here, have you seen anything about XML now? No. So here what we have to do there, simply we have to select a file. Select a file. Here we have to give that one Spring config.xml. That's finished. Automatically XML file will be created. Click on this XML now. This is an XML here. Observe carefully. Here what I am telling there, whenever we are getting XML file like this, there we have to provide XSD or not? There we have to provide what? XSD. Then how we are able to provide that XSD, guys? Now tell me, already aware where that XSD is existed here. Inside this core, then here we have to search for. Right, so the total XSD here we have to copy. Then in the IntelliJ IDEA, we have to paste it. That's it. Beans XML NS is equal to something else here we are getting. Right, sir. Finally, here we completed what there bean configuration here we provided. Now inside this we need to configure the bean. How we are able to configure the beans, sir? Now tell me bean, not beans, bean. Okay. Then inside this, then what we have to do there? Inside this bean, ID is equal to just I want to specify like what there. Hello bean. Next one is then what next one again? No class is equal to. Then we have to provide fully qualified name of the respective class. What is that fully qualified name there? Arg, sorry, not arg. No, now here. What is the fully qualified name? Com dot Durgasoft dot. Then what next one here? ABB04 dot. Here we have to go for like what there? What is this? No config. No beans. We have to specify like what there beans. Inside this beans, then what we have to provide there? Hello bean. Observe this clearly. In the case of Eclipse, inside the Spring, we will not get any help. Now, in the case of IntelliJ IDEA, we are getting some help in the middle. Okay. For this, we need to provide what there? We have to provide properties configuration or not. How many properties here we have taken there? Only one property I have taken. So now here we have to provide like what their property. Property here we have to take. No. Now inside this property, first of all, name of that property here we have to take. What is the name here? No. Say for example, that name would be wish. That means property name is a name only. I think so, right? Name only we have to provide. Then value we have to define or not? Value is equal to what name here we want to provide there? Durga, for example. So observe this clearly. In a hello bean, what we have specified there? Say hello name only. Name is a property we have taken. Now we get Durga. The data here we provided. Property name is equal to name and value is equal to Durga. So bean configuration we provided inside this bean. If you have any property, the parameters, the properties are also be configured clearly. That's okay. And finally, we have to prepare there. We have to prepare test application or not. So bean is completed and configuration file is completed. Then we have to prepare like what is the test application. Now, sir. Now inside this, then what we have to prepare the first one now? Application context. Context is equal to new. Right, sir. What we have to provide the new class path XML application context. There what we have to provide, sir? What is the location here? We have to provide there com slash. What next one? You know, Durgasoft slash. Then what next one? Then after that, ABB04 dot. After this ABB04, then what next one? You know, config. Config slash. After this config, there we have to provide like what there? Spring config.xml. Spring config.xml. Then again I'm telling there we have to take from package only. Don't take SS and don't take that application name. Right, sir. This is completed. Then after that we have to get like what there no bean object here we have to get, so that here we have to use like what there hello bean. Then hello bean is equal to context dot get bean. Get a bean of single parameter here we require, that should be like what there hello bean. Semicolon. Finally here we are getting what hello bean, but we need to perform like what there typecasting here we have to do. Right, sir. Typecasting. Then what we have to do? Cast to this particular hello bean. So here cast operator is existed. After preparing this cast operator, now just I want to say this is like what hello bean. Then after preparing this, then we have to execute the method. String message is equal to then what next one here? Hello bean dot say hello method. Right, so now message here we are getting there and sysnut out println of message. Right, so now this is what we are preparing now. Now remaining part is what almost all the things we completed or not. Remaining thought is what there we have to execute this program there. So now here to execute this program here, what we have to do there, right click here, run a test.main. So execution a bit slow in the case of like what to start execution it will take a bit low in the case of IDE. Let us see this content, guys. IO exception we are getting there. Parsing XML document from, I think so some problem with the XML file. Now where is the problem here we have done there? Tester.java. com slash Durgasoft slash abb04 slash, what is it? Okay, okay, right. Good. Yeah. Okay, now here we are getting some output. Observe carefully. What is that output here we are getting there now? Then hello Durga. That output here we are getting. That's it. So this is a way to utilize maybe IntelliJ IDEA, or maybe we can go for like what there Eclipse. Anything here we can use, no. But inside this we can prepare a library also. Commonly we can prepare a library. That library we can use for our applications max. Okay, right. So that is what I am telling to you. Now here, how we are able to prepare library for these projects now? Now observe carefully. Very simple to prepare libraries for these applications here, but these many things are existed here. Now we can prepare library. They do one thing. Let me check once here. Then directly I don't want to go for it. No. Let me check once here. Then so that we can, I will provide this. I didn't check it how to do this, but library we can prepare for up to a particular project. But globally, how to prepare library and how to reuse that library for our applications now. That one also I want to use there anyway. But don't worry. Then whatever the IDs we are using there, Eclipse I shown, basic program and IntelliJ IDEA also I have shown there. But what whenever we are going to talk about some topic there I'm going to use either of the content now, right? That's okay, fine. So this is about the basic steps to prepare Spring applications. Steps to prepare Spring applications in both the ways that we can understand now. Then after completion of the steps to prepare Spring application, basic information there, and what we have to do there after completion of this topic there we have to go for next one is core module we have to start. Core module we have to start, and before this core module, or maybe inside the core module, if I want to start any application development, then we have to use Maven. Through Maven only we are going to start our applications now, not in the normal way. Normal way in the sense one or two programs already we have seen, but Maven if you want to use it, then we need to understand Maven. Then first of all I need to discuss about Maven in the up to might be like what there 3 to 4 days of time I have to discuss about Maven. Once we completed this Maven, then we will start like what now application development. But when I'm going to start this Maven there no on like what there, whenever I'm going to prepare applications with the Spring core module, um, repair నడుస్తుంది కదా. So building repair is going on, I think so. So let us see in the next class anyway. No, almost all time is also be up, right? So when we are going to have next class there, on day of tomorrow, come to the class on day of tomorrow, I'll continue the same part, right? Thank you, thanks a lot. Exam. GitHub and GitHub. We'll plan for it. Harsha? Videos. Okay, sure. Guys, and I'll meet on day of tomorrow. Day of tomorrow, I'll continue the remaining part here. I think here power cut is going on. Day after tomorrow we'll take the remaining part. Okay, sure.